Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So recently I've been trying to create a reputation for myself as a friendly and a supportive member of the setups community, relying on my own experiences, working with tech both in my personal and professional life, and I've been trying to use everything that I know to help you guys out and build you up. Well, that all changes today. Today, I'm going to be roasting your setups. And that's right, the setups you worked so hard to build, that you've scrimped and saved for, the setups you consider to be your pride and joy, I'm gonna be tearing into them. Quick disclaimer though, I am stepping out of my comfort zone here. I'm a nice guy, and ripping into my subscribers isn't something that comes naturally to me. I didn't want to do this, but a couple of people asked for it on the Reddit, and I guess I'm just a sucker to peer pressure. So without further ado, turn up the oven and let the roasting commence.
This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or an online store, make it happen with Squarespace.
By the way, if you guys ever want to get involved in future videos similar to this, make sure to check out my Reddit page and my Twitter. That's where I make my announcements for videos. So kicking things off today, our first submission is from Jonas, and this one upsets me. Not because his setup is particularly bad or anything, you just seem so proud of your mess. And after looking through a fair few of your submissions, I've noticed one common thing. You guys are a messy bunch. Don't be kicking your cans and bottles all over the floor. Put them in the bin. It will automatically make your setups look a lot better. Nobody wants to be wading through cans of Monster just to be getting to your keyboard and mouse. Mess aside, one thing that I will say about this one is your cable management. It's an absolute nightmare. It reminds me of the symbiote suit from Spider-Man 3. Now, this is a pretty nice setup. There's not a great deal for me to poke holes in here. Even the comment section are chiming in on Twitter and supporting you. Loldov even comments, it's perfect, nothing to roast. Well, I don't think that's for you to say, Loldov. This is my roast video, not yours. So I'll be the judge of that. Wouldn't be much of a roast video if I didn't try, would it? All right. Here goes. This room looks like the result of a head-on collision between a Curry's PC World store and a home-based garden centre. All right, well, that wasn't really a roast, more of a gentle burn. But hey, I didn't say I was good at roasting. I'm trying. I'm gonna take it easy on JR here with this one, because along with his submission, he's attached a caption, "Don't hate please." JR, I can't but help feel that you misunderstood the assignment here. If you don't want anyone to roast your setup, then don't submit your setup to a roast video. And you'll very easily avoid the hate. I am gonna have to pull you up on that football monitor though. What the hell is that thing? Up until now, I never realized there was such a thing as sports novelty monitors. You do you though, JR. All right, I've done some research online and it looks like there's loads of these type of monitors out there. They're something, aren't they? They're horrendous. Although, you know what? I'm not gonna knock these because I'm not a fan of sports. If it was like Shrek, I'll be buying that. I'd love a Shrek TV. Can somebody find me a Shrek TV, please? I'm buying it. Submission from Samyam_ says, I mean, it's actually not a setup. Well, you're not wrong there. And just out of interest, why have you pixelated the edges of the picture? What are you trying to hide? Very sus. And next up we have Cornish Lads TTV. What is that? It literally looks like something out of a horror movie. And for a second there, I thought that was the shadow monster from Upside Down in Stranger Things. This is a lackluster effort on your behalf, my friend, and you can do better. I believe in you. I'll throw a link in the description of the braided sleeves that I use. Thoroughly recommend you check them out. Along with the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. Squarespace is a website builder designed to help creators build their own website and showcase their work. Without any coding knowledge, you can put together your own website in a matter of hours. And all you need to do to get started is click the link in my description, create your account, and pick a template. My favorite feature is the e-commerce store. You can literally upgrade your website from just a website to an online store. And all Squarespace templates are fully responsive, meaning that a mobile tablet optimized version of your site is automatically generated for users viewing your site on those devices. One particularly nice feature of Squarespace is its video backgrounds design feature. This can turn an already nice looking Squarespace template into a stunning one. This feature lets you use YouTube or Vimeo URL to create a looped video background for your Squarespace site, and you can apply a range of filters to this. The results can be eye-poppingly good. And did you know Squarespace also has a new monetization option for websites built on the platform? Member areas, where businesses can charge for access to exclusive content. You can set up membership costs that are either a one-time fee, recurring membership payment, or free of charge. And because Squarespace has sponsored today's video, I'm able to offer a 14-day free trial. And when you're ready to launch your website, use my code Constantine to get 10% off your purchase. The link's in the description, so give that a click and check it out for yourself. Sue Brand sends in a modest pic of their setup, which has most definitely seen better days. I'm sorry, I have to ask, but how many generations of your family has this desk been passed through? It has to be at least 200 years old by the looks of it. In fact, maybe you can take it on the Antiques Roadshow. And for all you know, you might be sitting on an absolute goldmine with that relic, and it might even net you enough cash to upgrade to a standing desk, maybe. As Sam Russell Will has sent me in a pic of his setup, which to me at least very much resembles an interrogation room. I feel like this is the kind of room where shoplifters are taken and held while security wait for the police to turn up. Look, try look at cables, damning, chest pains. In all seriousness though, Danny. What have you done? That right there is a trip hazard on steroids. I was gonna take a shot at roasting you there, but it seems like the comments have already beat me to it. How do you sleep at night knowing the wires are like that? Con's gonna need a paramedic on standby for cable management. Just looking at those wires gives me anxiety. Con, this kid needs some help. You gotta do it. Help a man out. The wires are out of control. But my personal favorite has to be from Gad Thornton, who just goes straight for the jugular. No point of me throwing fuel on the fire. The people have spoken. Gad says, "You deserve no happiness, Daniel." It's a bit harsh, but his words, not mine. I'm really rubbish at this roasting thing. People on my Twitter are doing better than me. I should try bring Stephen Tries into this next time. He's like the ultimate roaster. I'm not sure how much he'd care about setups though. I was thinking of giving you some helpful tips and advice, but I think that would just have to be a separate video. This is crazy. But hey, if it does the job, it does the job. Aaron Howard decides to show off this Frankenstein monster, which I thought could pass for an amateur Robot Wars entry or something. What do you think? That's surely the best setup you've seen. Like honestly, someone has that in their home. They've got a chair and a monitor, subwoofers, speakers, all in one. I guess it's quite a portable setup, isn't it? Because you could just wheel it about. And is that a speaker taped to the leg of the chair? It is, isn't it? Yeah. What is even going on here? Where are you supposed to sit if the monitor's on the chair? I can see a desk just to the right. Why can't the monitor go there? Why does the terrible cable management make it look like the chair is tied up and being held hostage? I don't know. This one's just left me having more questions than anything. Rock Osiris sends in this submission, but luckily for me, LUFC chimes in and does my job for me. He's gonna ask why half your desk is empty and why your walls are bare. I feel like I'm getting roasted here. It's like they can almost predict what I'm gonna say. So Osiris, why exactly is half your desk empty and why are your walls bare? Me and Lewis are pretty keen to know. Now, this is another one of these submissions that you just see and you think, this can't be real. Not in 2022, surely. But on the off chance if this is real, I want you to tell Offscreen, please find God. He's even got a bike there. Why has he got a bicycle there? What is he watching? This is definitely not real. It looks like there's rat droppings in that corner over there. Who's that picture of on the wall as well? They look like they mean business. They're all like, I mean business. Usually you'd put like posters of your role models or icons on your wall. So I'm very curious to know who that guy is. You know, any guesses? He looks like the Rate My Takeaway guy. And if that is the case, then there's nothing wrong with that. It should be bigger because that guy is an absolute legend. I've been trying to collab with him for ages. Dave Yet, sorry if I completely butchered your username there, but I have to say, this is absolutely perfect. No roasting necessary. 10 out of 10 wallpaper there. I wouldn't change a thing. What do you think of those tiles though? That chair looks expensive as well. It looks like you pulled it out from a Ferrari. A very nice chair. God damn it, I'm supposed to be roasting setups, not complimenting them. Okay, I've got one. Okay, I know that wall's not part of your setup, but it's absolutely disgusting. That needs to go. What even is it? That wall looks like something tramps would piss on. I feel terrible for saying that. That's just, you know, you've asked for it. And before you get at me for saying tramp, I'm pretty sure it's not an offensive word. Like, even Disney used it. Lady and the Tramp. Disney does it, it's fine. Why do I keep talking about tramps? Let's move on. Anyway, I'm just really afraid of getting cancelled in this video. Hubie Bailey thought that they'd help raise my blood pressure with yet another example of cable management that keeps me up at night. This one here reminds me of the snake bit in Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. Dragonish22 submits their setup, keeping things nice and minimalistic, which I can respect. Simple, sweet, efficient. However, I have to ask, why have you got a rug on your desk? You can't possibly submit that and expect me not to pick up on that. Is this an actual thing people do? Rugs on desks? The hottest new trend of 2022. I've literally never seen anyone do this before in my whole life. But hey, maybe this is what all the kids are doing nowadays and I'm just out of touch. Who knows? Moving on. That has so much on it, that carpet. And we have this pic from Callum67. Nice rig you have there. I spotted the cider on the desk there as well. You're not alone, Cal. I'd be drinking too if my streaming setup was in a shed. Tyson Bowl gets some extra brownie points for including my channel on both of these monitors in his submission. I have to ask, what's going on with your floor? Are you in a garage? basement. Don't know how to quite exactly explain this, but I could just feel the draft just by looking at this picture. Doesn't look very cozy there. Bappo Wavy forgot to move his industrial-sized box of tissues before sending in his submission. Big whoops there, mate. Rookie error. You should always remember to move the big box of tissues and your lotion bottle out of the frame before you take a picture of your setup. What is this, amateur hour? Or did you want all of us to know about your filthy habits? Loving the Randolph profile pic, by the way. This one's gonna be fun because I can clearly see it's a work setup. You know what this means? The gloves are off. Everything about this one is ugly. The workspace is drab, totally uninspiring. The walls are messy. Everything just looks messy. Even the walls are dirty. This is not the kind of workspace where I feel like I could really get into the creative zone. This is more kind of a workspace that resembles an admin office in a prison complex, like where the staff have to process new inmates or something. And that monitor is from the Middle Ages. What is that, like 13 inches? You'd need a magnifying glass to see what's on the screen. I looked online and you can buy these for as little as £32 actually. So if I was you, I'd get onto your boss and try and get an upgrade. And on a final note, dust your goddamn keyboard. And 90% of these setups would be better if people just clean their spaces. Nice. I'm afraid I'm a little bit underqualified to roast this next submission we're looking at right now. The theme of this video is roasting people's setups. But here we have something that looks like a nuclear power station, and I don't even know where to begin. I have to give credit where credit is due, and that cable management is. However, I am going to roast you for being so vain that you uploaded 20 pictures of this setup. Clearly, you're trying to flex, and you knew I'd have a tough time picking holes in this one. I've got to find something. This is a roast video after all. Okay, fine. Yeah, you're missing 2 AA batteries. It makes this setup look sloppy and ruins the whole aesthetic. We now have one from Suji, a nice quaint little setup overseen by what I can only assume is a very flattering self-portrait on the wall there. This setup is pretty quaint. No real roasting here unless you're ready for the dad joke. Okay, here goes. The only thing that's being roasted here is your PS4's heatsink from being left on the carpet like that. All right, I'll see myself. Bye. Bye, have a beautiful time. But in all seriousness though, think about putting it on the desk because it can overheat down there like that. And you've got the space for it. Nicolasius has decided to offer up their build to the roasting altar. And I've got to say, you've really not opted in for a warm and cozy vibe, have you? There's something about it that feels a little bit oppressive about the whole aesthetic. Maybe it's the red glow against the wall, or it's the way your PC towers over your whole desk like HAL 9000 from 2001 Space Odyssey, or the Eye of Sauron or something. And the last picture you sent in with the Stormtrooper and that don't ask for attention framed picture kind of adds to the whole prison camp vibe. It's almost as if he's standing guard over you, making sure you don't slack off. In the future, don't be afraid to add a little splash of color or a plant or something, you know, to cheer you up a little bit. It's like a super villain setup. It's almost like Megamind would have this setup. Some of these submissions have definitely been harder for me to roast than others, and not many setups prove that point more than this flex coming in here from HYLANDENDERSON. In my short experience of rating and critiquing stuff, you can always tell the guys who just want to show off their setups, and there's one main giveaway. They send you at least 10 or more photos of it. Well, I'm not sure if you got the memo here, HYLANDENDERSON, but this is a roast video. I'm trying to make fun out of people here, so stop trying to get your ego stroked. I'm not doing it. Well, I've got to look for something. I mean, anything to roast you on. You're only level 1 on Warzone. You must clearly be a noob. Oh, and one more thing, one aesthetic, and probably the only thing that I'm not down with. You have the same kind of ceiling that everyone's nan had back in the 70s. Yeah? Bet you didn't think I'd find a way to get you, but I did. Boom!
Roast it.
Oh, I'm lame at roasting. This one's submitted by Liam, who actually helps me edit my videos. So Liam, I know you're watching this footage. You know, don't cut anything bad out that I'm about to say to you. But, and here we go.
Oh, wow, your setup is so bad, I'm going to buy you a whole new one and pay you so much more from now on. You like standing desks? I'll order you the best one. You needed a new chair too. Don't worry, I got you.
Also, good to see you stay hydrated, but that lemon flavor is disgusting, and it reminds me of that smell in public men's toilets. The combination of urinal cakes and piss fused together. Absolutely vile flavor of drink. All right, well, now that you've all been thoroughly roasted, some more so than others, this brings me to the end of the video. Probably the most common and preventable offense that I've seen in most of these submissions was the lack of any kind of decent cable management. So let this be a lesson. Get some cheap braided sleeves on Amazon, and you'll probably be 75% less likely to start a house fire. Not based on any real evidence. Statistic totally made up by Con. If you guys like this type of content and you want to see more, let me know in the comments below. And I'll leave the oven on high for the next roasting session. Until then, I'll see you next time.